Alright, Mid-Year Mitch fans, we have a new project in the shop today. Join us now as Mitch and his crew of Maverick mechanics cut, grind, and glue, transforming an ordinary 1965 Corvette into a resto mod with a Roadster Shop Spec 7 chassis in Mid-Year Mitch's garage. In day one of the series, we cut out the original floor to make room for the new Roadster Shop Spec 7 chassis. Then we lifted the body off of the original chassis after breaking all the body mount bolts loose and removing anything connecting the body to the chassis. We slid the Roadster Shop chassis back under the body, slowly lowered it down, making sure we didn't have any interferences. Then we cut the remainder of the floor out. We left a little bit of floor in it to support the back end while we did the lift. We scuffed the body, dry fitted the dynamic floor, and then glued the new panels in for the specific Roadster Shop chassis that we're using. It was a 3-piece kit with the main center floor and 2 wheel tubs.
Alright, we're here at day 2. We basically got everything done in day 1. I mean, that's kind of a testament to how good the Roadster Shop chassis is and the tubs from Dynamic. There was obviously some fitment to do.
And a crew.
And a crew. It helps when you have like 10 people work on it. But I mean, like, there's been a handful of us that have done this before, but I mean, nothing was super difficult once you know what you're doing and you know where to cut and you know how to approach it. So I mean, you can literally do this in a weekend. I mean, it's not ready to run and drive, but I feel like this was one of the harder parts. So now we get to deal with the tunnel. We did cut this tunnel out to make room for the shifter. I've never done one with a Muncie, so we cut this out to make room, but I think we can get away with cheating some of this steel away and fiberglass, and we might just be able to put it basically where it was originally. We may have to shift it a little bit. But we also need to replace this part of the tunnel because the center section of the Roadster Shop chassis, the rear end is right here, which would be the drive shaft center line is right where the current tunnel is. So Dynamic sends this piece with this tunnel kit, and they also sell this piece of the tunnel, which you can see how much we're going to raise it and how much wider it is. So we need to remove these seat belt reinforcements. So we're going to go through all of these solid rivets, and we're probably going to have to cut the end, the stud off. Maybe we can get this nut off. We'll get these out, get this nut plate off, and then we should be able to glue and fiberglass this in place. We may have to remove these for the seats, I'm not sure. We might have enough room. We definitely need to get these out of the way so we can start doing that. You can either grind them off with a grinder. Sometimes I hit them with just an air hammer. I just knock all the heads off and they just go flying. It's kind of a fast way to do it. That or a carbide, whatever. Anything really works.
Now let's meet the builders and the projects that brought them here. Vehicle owner Jeff sticks around for the build. He has removed the flares and the ugly wing and taillights from this car. Doug joins us, and he owns a 72 Corvette that needs a full restoration, and he found some bird cage rust and fiberglass repair work, so that's why he came to the shop. Our first Chris of the build has a 1956 Corvette that he's modifying with an aftermarket chassis and C4 suspension. Gene is rebuilding a 63 split window, which was the former show car Orange Ray, which had new body panels put on by Stingray City on a Roadster Shop chassis. Father-son team of Ford fanatics turned Corvette lovers is resto-modding a 64 convertible with a Roadster Shop chassis and getting a Mid-Year Mitch split window. Don from Glaze's Geezer Garage is resto-modding this split window that I featured on a Mid-Year Mitch video. It needed birdcage repair, fiberglass repair. It's on a Roadster Shop chassis and the body is coming back together. Chris, the one-man Corvette Army burger-slinging chef that was featured on Tropic Like It's Hot on HGTV, is restoring a 65 Corvette on a Roadster Shop chassis that had extensive birdcage rust. He had to tear completely down, and Mid-Year Mitch coached him through the whole process. Master fiberglass layer and glue slinger Mid-Year Mitch sticks on for the build.
If they move the motor over slightly, does that mean the drive shaft is slightly over to the left or right
Yeah.
as well?
So we're gonna center it on this pin here for the drive shaft. So we just want to try to center this, kind of like this. So if somebody can get a Sharpie.
So the drive shaft is going to be slightly to the driver's side?
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. So if we just trace out,
Stuff that.
yeah, and then we can just measure in because we're gonna have to cut. You'll see like the flat of the floor. Yeah, measure about an inch, however wide this flange is. And I think mine varied the last one.
And that's gonna go out a little bit with the metal plate, like slightly forward, maybe up to a little bit.
I think everything should fit the way that it was originally with the metal console plate.
You put a steel brace that goes across and moves it out about a 1/4 inch.
Yeah, we'll make our own. Which one?
I think it goes on the.
Seems like it's higher.
Back to the front side.
Yeah, which I think
This height,
I think
those
we're
flames
if
hide
this
behind.
slides down.
This should go down further? This should have?
I don't think
so.
I don't think it needed to. I think we just have a little bit of a mismatch.
Then you're gonna have the floor gap.
If it goes up a little bit, it's not the end of the world if it was built up at the bottom, I guess.
Yeah, so what we could do is if we're gonna have a gap is we could pie cut this to get it to come down, or we could pie cut this and have it just up a little
If
higher.
you pie cut that to go down though, you don't have any
But then
filler.
you lose your drive shaft.
Yeah, but either
So
way,
we could cut it here and just walk this up. Like a
Right
line,
here.
like somewhere up here.
The Kevlar, I need that
do
Kevlar.
you want to
Yeah,
cut
that's
at an
right.
angle?
Yeah, if you want to like kind of go, I guess parallel with that,
Parallel.
somewhere. I don't want to cut too close to the flange, so we have some
Gotcha.
meat to glass through.
Okay, there. Then same thing on the other side?
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see how much on this side, how much of the floor we're getting into. We're going to be cutting.
It looks
What
like
do you do about a-
cutting right along the.
You cut about a 1-inch flange? Or a little bigger?
Yeah, I think that's probably about an inch. And that gives us some wiggle room in case we need it too. Because I think once you cut this out, it may find a better home.
We gotta buy me some yellow paint markers.
Black on the black
Silver.
dynamic doesn't work too well.
Yeah.
You know, red doesn't work well either.
No.
Silver's.
I need to
All
package
those
silver.
autograph guys on the black use silver.
Those junkyard yellow markers, I like
Yes.
those. I use them.
Then we're gonna sure.
that damn thing to work.
I think on this side we almost might be able
I
to
didn't
follow
love my hand.
this
Yeah,
radius
like
for a
it's just
start.
gobs
like
and
here.
goops
Yeah.
and-
I keep getting somebody's head in my way.
That's mine.
The guy doing all the work that we're watching?
It would only be better if we were all getting instructions while he's working.
Yeah, you missed a spot.
That's great. Something like that.
I want him to come help my shop.
Something like that, so I'll cut the inside here, right?
Yeah, cut the inside and then.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and then I think this is pretty close, so I think we can prep this for fiberglassing. We're just gonna do the outside of it. I'll do the underside
You want to put
later.
body strips inside it, or no?
I think we'll just hand lay it in and then hand lay the other side, just so we have clearance for the transmission.
Okay, just so I'm clear. Slit.
Yeah.
And then cut on the inside here, inside up, inside around, all the way up to this groove here,
Yeah.
and right up through here, right?
Beautiful.
So
Got it.
you're gonna cut that all the way?
Did you buy yourself some Mid-Year Mitch merch yet? Make sure you head over to the website because I'm giving away this 67 Corvette Stinger hood. The giveaway goes on until September 30th, 2026. All you have to do is buy yourself stickers, hats, merchandise, 3 printed components such as windshield spacers, panel gap setters, bird cage parts, brand new reproduction beautiful pieces, as well as parts from Vetmasters. All of those parts and pieces will enter you to win this 67 hood. See details below. Wanted to, you could take a little, like I did this on Overkill's floor. I took a piece of metal and I pop riveted it to one side and then drilled through the other side, pop riveted it, and then filled the hole in. And then I just filled the pop rivets in afterwards. Yeah, we could glass it from the back before we install it.
Put these to hold it in place.
How about screw
Or
the
tape
little
them
wood
in
pieces
place.
in there?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because we could just take it, we could get it in place, take it off, do the underside. That'll dry in half an hour, and then we could just do the other side.
I think that they put like a dust. I don't think that's the black stuff. I think it's black powder.
Oh yeah, I'm sure the final part.
Yeah.
The final.
Other guy there.
I think.
What if we try to pilot a hole?
He didn't last. No, he said
Thank you. Good call.
Like the Bondo Road.
Now we're doing the important part. We're glassing in these parts. So you got your resin mixed up. So you want that other piece? Do you have to put that other one on there or not?
Yeah.
Layer on top.
How you doing on resin?
It's good. It's gonna start
Does he have extra?
getting firm.
Does he has extra? We can put that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay.
While our fiberglass repairs cure up on the tunnel, I decided to jump into a little panel separation demonstration. I had this C2 hood with a C3 L88 bump on it. I decided to split the inner and outer skins. I have plans to use both the inner structure and the hood skin, but these were both hand-laid pieces. They weren't worth a whole lot, and we really didn't have to worry about damaging them, so it made the perfect example piece, and it was already starting to separate, and we tried to sell this hood for a couple years. No one wanted it, so I decided let's do a little demonstration while we had some downtime before lunch. Doug is putting pressure, lifting up on the hood structure, while Christian is running the air hammer through and just slowly opening up the seam like it's a zipper.
Alright, so now that we're wrapping up on the fiberglass work on the 65 road here, we're going to move over to Overkill. And I wanted to try out Dynamic Smooth Firewall. This is their version 1. We've installed quite a few of their version 2s, which have a lot more depth here for like brake and steering bumps. This one is just a big flat sheet, so we'll see how it goes. We have to cut all of this off to make it smaller. And there's scribe lines in here to tell you where you can cut. So I think first we'll just kind of cut it out so we can get a little closer. Then we'll cut it in half, fit the passenger side and driver's side independently. And this thing should just glue it.
We'll just get the first cut done and we'll look at it.
I says, yeah. No problem. I says do the first cut and we'll look at it. Yeah, we just cut this whole outer perimeter.
Yeah,
Right there.
you say again?
agree?
This
Yeah.
is at the very edge of the floor. I didn't check the front. I can go under and check the front.
Yeah, this line we're just over it, but I think it's spread when we put the weight on it.
When he
Let me
puts it
check
up
the-
on the
I'll check
rotisserie, he can glass it in there. though. So Mitch, will you cut this flange off and glass over that and make it smooth for the carpet, or?
We're going to put a steel bulkhead in there to connect both B-pillars.
Oh,
So we can
okay.
take that brace out.
I didn't
And then
think
you could
about
do
that,
this
yeah.
black stuff underneath if you had to, right? That's it.
Still wraps around the tunnel? Like there's a cut on there? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, we can.
What you doing there, Mitch?
So I am we have all these bonding strips we cut from the wheel tubs from that car. And for the smooth firewall, there's nothing to grab here. It might be fine if you just epoxy this edge, but I like a little bit of insurance. So I want to put some bonding strips in the same plane as this to give us something strong to back to. That way we don't have anything cracking or bubbling. Or you're gonna put an expensive paint job on this and you don't want it to come back. So
Right.
so I think something like
One smaller?
we can cut that maybe in half or something. But I think something like this will do just fine.
I'd say each of those large holes probably.
The other one you was cut in half.
What's that?
You want to cut that one in half?
Just
cut the back corner.
Yeah, because this
That one, I
flares
think you
out.
need the
This
corner off,
flares
yeah.
out a little bit. So maybe just cut this one in half.
Got it.
Contour fits pretty good there. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I think something like that would work. I think we can make that work. And it does have a little bit of shape to it. I think we can just put a little further back and it'll be fine.
This is what it looks like when you put that support.
Sounds like the brisket is almost done.
So day 2 is a wrap. We modified the tunnel. We had to extend it a little bit. We fiberglassed everything back together. We glued the center chunk of the tunnel back in. Chris made some bonding strips for Overkill's smooth firewall. We got that fitting up. And then after the cameras were turned off, the guys started taking off the windshield trim. We pulled out the dash. They cleaned everything up so we could get a better idea of what rust is in the bird cage. And that completely changed what we did on day 3, which you'll see in next week's video. We removed the front end so we could better assess and repair the bird cage damage.